So in my video last week, I mentioned that when I was drinking, one of the things that really kept me stuck was waiting for this one big great sign that it was time to quit drinking. And as I was waiting for this one momentous moment, I managed to miss all the many other smaller signs that were telling me day in, day out that alcohol really wasn't working for me and my life. So that was just one of my big mistakes. But once I had finally acknowledged that something did need to change, I just knew I couldn't figure out my relationship with alcohol whilst I was still in the relationship. So I knew quite quickly I was going to need to take alcohol completely off the table for a while and have a proper break from drinking. And I just knew I couldn't make any decisions about the future without putting some space between me and my last drink. And I was totally right about that, by the way. It's one of the few things I got right. You can't decide anything when you're drinking every day or every other day or even just every weekend. You need a minimum of a 6-week break to really test drive alcohol-free living and do the inner work that takes you from boring, struggling sobriety, where you're kind of white knuckling and getting by on willpower, and takes you to something more fulfilling and easy. You need time. But here was my problem with all of this. For ages, I just couldn't quite convince myself to take action and do it and take that break, because it never seemed like the right time and I was never sure that I was ready. Can you relate to this? Once again, it's like I was waiting for this big sign that I was ready and it was time. And once again, that didn't happen. What I've realized since is that you don't ever truly feel ready. Your brain will always be able to find reasons why this isn't the right time to be taking a break from drinking. And why does it do this? Because your brain loves doing the same thing over and over. It would much rather you stay stuck in a familiar discomfort than facing the uncertainty of something new. And here's the other sneaky thing. The more you think about whether you are ready and whether it is the right time, the more likely you are to find evidence that it's not the right time. Like, you will look at the calendar and worry about everything that you've got coming up, and you'll wonder how on earth you'll do it if you're alcohol-free during that time. Or you might fantasize about a time in the future when you believe the diary will be more empty and then it will be the right time. Funny thing is, the only time in recent history when I reckon we've all been at home with nowhere to go, holidays cancelled and very little to do, that time was in lockdown, right? During COVID. And guess what happened then? Most people drank more than ever. And I say that not from a place of judgment, but just fascination, because it's interesting, right? That there is truly never ever a right time, and there's always going to be a reason to put this off. I wish I'd known that back then. Maybe you're going on holiday this summer and you've been thinking about that. Well, I just want you to know that could be an amazing experience that you could have, going on holiday and upgrading the whole vacation by staying alcohol-free. You could come home rested with clear memories and feeling so good in yourself. I love going on holiday. So it's all about how you think about this. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with 2 questions today on this subject of readiness. First of all, what else have you done in life that worked out great, but you weren't sure you were ready for at the time? Maybe it was moving to a new area, applying for that new job, having kids. All things that you didn't feel totally ready for, and yet you decided to move forward anyway, and it all worked out okay. It's really good to reflect on that thinking and the approach that we apply elsewhere in life. Here's my second question. If you finish this year in the exact same place that you are now with your drinking, how will you feel about that? And I'm asking because we're already halfway through 2025. And it just seems crazy to me that these 6 months, this first half of the year, has gone so fast. And I know the next 6 months will go quickly as well. So, what would it be like for you for nothing to change and for you to close out the year in exactly the same place that you are now, or maybe worse? I think you might be disappointed with that. And that means that there is going to need to be a time fairly soon when you take action in order to change that. So, this is the kind of stuff I like to reflect on when change seems scary or overwhelming, because you don't have to feel ready in order to make change happen. And in fact, there is a peace in knowing that you never will feel ready. And that's why it can be really helpful to have the right support to guide you through this. And if you'd like my help to take a break from booze that does actually work, come and join my free Take a Break from Booze masterclass. I will show you how to stop drinking in a way that doesn't feel scary or overwhelming, just feels very doable and really good and empowering. I will put the details for that below because it starts quite soon on Thursday the 26th of June. So I hope you can come and join me for a really fun few days.